Welcome back to GHL in 10, one Go High Level feature every single day in 10 minutes or less. I'm Jonathan with Elite Web Systems. Subscribe if you haven't already, because tomorrow there's another video dropping. Today is episode 2, and this is a big one. We're building your first workflow automation from scratch. So when your client's business gets a new lead, what happens? If your answer is someone's going to manually call them back once they get the chance, you're losing deals because the data is clear. If you don't follow up with a new lead within 5 minutes, your chances of closing them drop by over 80% because of response time alone. So with workflows, that's how you fix that. So a workflow is an automated sequence of actions that GHL takes the exact moment that something happens. Whenever a form is submitted, a call is missed, a new contact is created, a new tag is added. All this happens without any human interaction at all. You build it once and then it runs forever. Day or night, weekend or holiday, it doesn't matter. So let's dive into it and let me show you how to build your first workflow automation. What we're going to do is we're going to go here on the left hand side and we're going to go into automations. We're going to go into create a workflow here at the top right, and we're going to start from scratch. There's new AI tools that are built into it where you can just give it a prompt and it'll build out the whole workflow for you. In the near future, we'll get into that, but for right now, I just want to show you the basics and the framework of how automations work and how to set up these workflows manually. So later on, you understand exactly what's going on, and then you can just give AI a prompt and it'll build out these automations for you. Let's just get into it and let's do it manually. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to edit the title, give it something descriptive so you know exactly what the workflow is about. This workflow specifically, we're going to make it whenever there's a new contact added to your contacts list. So we're just going to put contact added. Just click out here and it saves. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add a trigger. So before I start building this workflow, let me explain the anatomy of a workflow in simple terms. Every workflow has 3 parts to it. It has a trigger that starts the workflow. It has an action, which is what GoHighLevel does once that trigger fires. Then it has conditions, optional rules that show who that workflow applies to. Think of it like this. Trigger is the if and the action is the then. If a new contact is created, then send them a welcome text. If a form is submitted, then notify the business owner. If someone misses an appointment, then send them a rebooking message. That's all a workflow is. It's an if-then machine that runs automatically. So let's get back into it and let's build this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set this trigger for when we get a new lead, which is a contact that's added. So what we're gonna do is click add new trigger. So once we click this, here are a number of triggers. It's okay, don't get overwhelmed. Today we're just gonna be working on contact created. So here it goes, contact created, we click that. So once a contact is created, we could then add filters. We can say the tag is equal to, and then select the tag. It could be new lead, and we can add that new tag. So when we import our contacts, we can add a tag and we can say it's a new lead, or we can automate it as well whenever there's a contact there to automatically tag it to new lead. Or what we can do is once a lead is created, it can automatically just add that tag in there. So what we'll do is we'll just delete this. We'll say save trigger. So the trigger is whenever there's a contact that's created, whether it's through a form or whether it's manually imported by you. Next, we're gonna hit this plus button. What are we gonna want it to do? We can then add a tag to keep track of all of our leads. So we can add a tag and we can name the tag new lead. Boom, we add that tag. We save the action. Next, what we can do is we can send them a SMS. We're gonna go here. It could be send an email, send an internal notification. What we'll do is send SMS, hey, and then you click this tag here, custom values, and you go to contact, and we'll go to their first name. So you see these bars here, it's gonna pull their name, whatever they imported in that form or whatever their contact name is, it's gonna pull their first name. These text messages are gonna be specific for each contact. So it's gonna seem a little bit more real. Hey, first name, thanks for reaching out. I'll be in touch within an hour. Was there anything specific that you had a question about? And then you can just save that. that text message is automatically going to get sent to them as soon as they submit a form or you import their contact information. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to hit wait, because we said we'd contact them within an hour. You can add it here, wait 1 hour, and then we can fire off another SMS later. But before we do that, say a form was submitted, you want to send an internal notification. What type of notification? We can send an email to the business owner, a SMS, or a WhatsApp. So we can send an SMS to the user. We can say assigned user, or we can put all users, right? It's just going to be that one business owner and his phone number. So we'll say you have a new lead. We could hit save. So as soon as a contact is created, there's a tag that gets added. It sends an internal notification to the business owner. It fires off a text message to that contact. We're going to wait 1 hour. So next, what we're going to do is we are going to wait that 1 hour. Then what we're going to do is we're going to fire off an email. We're going to send an email, and we're going to say it's from business name here, business email there. Then at the subject, just something like quick follow up or thank you for reaching out. I'm just doing any type of title just for the sake of the video, but you can always go into ChatGPT or Claude and it'll create all these emails for you. We're gonna go in here and it's gonna be a full body email and we can send that out. And here in this email, you can send them booking links, more information, and the list goes on. So we can send them an email. It can be a message letting them know, hey, we received your message. One of our team members is gonna be reaching out to you. Whatever the message is that you want to send to them, it'll all be automated. We can save that action. Oh, in the field business email, it has to be a real business email. So I'll put Jonathan at Elite Web Systems. Hit save action. Then we're going to go here and we're going to hit publish. After we hit publish, we're going to hit save. And there goes your first workflow. You can get creative with this. You can automate workflows for IG responses. Once you connect your Instagram, you can have them say, hey, comment the word website or comment the word free down below, and I'll send that right over to you. Once it triggers a comment with that phrase, it'll automatically like that comment, it'll respond to that comment, and then it'll send them a DM, such as links, different type of freebies. You could just get creative and you could go crazy with it. So here's the first thing that I want to burn into your brain about workflows and automations. Speed to lead is everything. Following up within the first 5 minutes makes you 21 times more likely to qualify that lead. And this workflow does it in seconds, not 5 minutes, seconds. And that's your competitive advantage right there. Second thing, the workflow we just built is just a foundation. But here's how you make it more powerful. You can add an if-else condition after the first text. If they reply, you can stop the sequence. If they don't reply within 24 hours, you can send a second follow-up message. That condition alone doubles your response rate because you're not just sending unnecessary messages. You're only chasing the ones who haven't. And then the third thing, this is for agency owners. Every single client that you set up in GoHighLevel needs to have a workflow, because if the website is done, a lead comes in, and then there's no follow-up, that lead's gone. So this should be one of the first things that you set up in a sub account. Always, no exceptions. So those are the 3 things to remember about workflows. 1 is every workflow needs a trigger, needs an action, and a wait step. That's the foundation. 2, speed to lead is everything. Your workflow should fire right within seconds once a contact is created. And 3, this is the first thing that you build in every new client's account. Day 1 before anything else. So there you have it, guys. That's episode 2. We went over workflow automations. Hit that like button if this helped at all, and subscribe, because tomorrow in GHL in 10 episode 3, we're going to be building pipelines from scratch. I'll show you the exact stages that I use in every single client's account. So I'll see you tomorrow.